Welcome, ladies and gents, to part three,
Episode 14.
episode 14, bruh. Fuck.
Fucking part 14 of this ongoing serialized series of podcasts.
Yeah. And got some topics, especially to go along with the name of the podcast and everything. Because I think it was yesterday that D&D did a fucking D&D direct, man. Shit was dope. I
Yep.
can't lie. It was real dope, especially the end. Oh my god.
Oh, really?
Oh my god.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I just kind of read a couple of the things that they posted.
Oh yeah, it was pretty fucking solid. There were some parts in there that were just kind of like, all right, whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, overall they came up starting off pretty fucking hard, man, with the whole Minecraft mashup pack, dude, for
Yeah,
D&D.
that's pretty cool.
Um, I I'm gonna have to look a little bit more into it, or if they've even released more information on
Mm-hmm.
it. But I know with a lot of those mashup packs for Minecraft, it's in its own separate world. You can't really
Yeah.
use a lot of the stuff in like your own, except for like just the textures and
Yeah,
everything
like
like that.
skins.
But I mean, even though, dude, like, I mean, the fucking when they were showing the like trailer and everything of like the fucking giants, the dragons, the beholders, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I don't even
All the
give a
Sword
fuck,
Coast.
dude. Yeah, all of Sword Coast and everything. I think even like some parts went into like Shadowfell. It
Yeah.
looked like almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be something that I would definitely fucking dive into
Mm-hmm.
whenever that comes out this year. But another really cool thing is, I guess they're really trying to get people to come back on over to
Mm-hmm.
fucking D&D Beyond, dude, like pretty hard because they were promoting it a lot
Oh, yeah.
around it.
I
And
imagine.
what the fuck was it? So the monstrous compendium is gonna be on D&D Beyond, but it's gonna be like all the Minecraft creatures. So
I
like the
saw they.
creepers and
Yeah,
dragons.
they saw. I saw they're doing some like update or something you could get that some like
Hmm.
special pack you could get that's got Minecraft like creatures for D&D.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just kind of like I sat there and I literally paused the video. I just started thinking I'm like, bro, I already fucking rage enough when a creeper just sneaks up behind me. If I had that shit happen to me in a fucking D&D campaign too,
Oh yeah.
that's fucking rage quitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, dude. Oh man. But yeah, I haven't really. I don't know if yeah, I would imagine you would have to fucking pay for it or something like that on D&D Beyond.
What did I see about it? I saw something I read about it where I don't know if it's part of the subscription for D&D Beyond or if you just click the link that they have, you could get it on your account for free. I'm not really sure. It's definitely like
Yeah.
a bonus thing. I don't think it's like something you have to like fully pay for. I don't think. It's only like I think it's like 5 monsters and that's like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just like the skeleton zombies, and
Creeper
dragon,
and dragon,
creep,
maybe something else.
um,
It was like 5. I don't know exactly how many it was, but it was something like that. Just like a
something
handful.
like that. Yeah. Just a kind of little small thing to throw in there for anybody who wants to do, a Minecraft
Right, just fucking
D&D
throw them in there.
campaign.
Fucking why not?
Um, but yeah, then obviously, I mean, they talked more about the movie. They even showed like another trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I think it's a trailer that's already been shown, but it
Yeah,
kind of
or
just started off with like them in like some big ass cavern or whatever, and then
mm,
like a big old fat red dragon comes chasing right through.
they've probably shown clips and bits of that, but probably not like. I
To
mean,
the
I think I think
fullest.
I think I saw that there was like some new footage in there, but
Yeah.
it's nothing like
Um,
new.
they did they showed the part with the fucking asking the dead the four
Yeah,
questions or five questions or some shit like that.
yeah, that's already been released.
Yeah, I mean, really nothing too new. Just I think they were just kind of throwing it in there to be like,
Yeah, because it's like
just for
it's
more
about to
promotion.
yeah, just about because it's about to come out like really soon. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, they're gonna.
I
It's
can't
like
wait
they're
for it.
going.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that'll be fun to maybe go see it. There's so many fucking
Yeah.
movies right now, dude. It's
Oh
insane.
yeah. Yeah, it's been kind of nuts.
I'm pretty sure John Wick 4 is like this week, and like there's so many
Yeah,
goddamn movies, dude.
there's a lot. But yeah, fuck. But yeah, with it being like a Hasbro under for Hasbro and shit, they did some like a whole new toy
Hmm.
lineup, and of course they did the movie characters.
Yeah, I think I saw something about that. I also saw that they have which they already announced this before, life size mimic that you could buy as like part of like
Yeah,
the Hasbro Pulse like collector website or whatever.
yeah. So the whole that was actually under their little mini section, their mini section. There's two minis that they announced
Hmm.
for those. Um, which it was the life size mimic. I actually got the dimensions and the price
Yeah,
for
I'm
it.
pretty sure I looked it up when they first announced it, like because they announced it like a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah,
It's
it's 20 inches tall, 15 inches wide, and then 16 inches deep.
okay.
And it's
Yeah,
$375. Um, the more reasonable one though was the baby owlbear, and I
yeah.
can't lie, that one was kind of like, ooh, shit,
Uh,
like pretty nice. Not quite near as big. It's like 11 inches tall and 12 inches wide, so not too bad. But it is $145.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
sounds like
Um,
some Warhammer stuff instead.
yeah, yeah. Honestly,
That's
it's
Warhammer
like,
money.
yeah, it's like, yeah, that shit's cool, but I could definitely put that money elsewhere right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they also for the toy figures, I'm actually kind of surprised that they're actually recognizing it and kind of haven't like left it in the dark,
Hmm.
but they're doing the figures from the cartoon from the 1980s,
Hmm.
and like the main character, the blonde dude, and all those guys and shit like that.
Yeah, I think I saw they're
I
doing
kind of
something
thought,
else with the related to the cartoon characters too.
yeah, that was I think that was the only thing I saw. I wouldn't
I don't
be
remember. If,
surprised if they did more
oh no, I
for
know
it.
what it was. Is it? And one of the books is going to have characters like the villain. They said that
Oh,
the
yeah.
villain like the villain's returning from that show is like going to be returning in like the books and stuff, and some of
Yeah.
the other characters from the
Yeah.
show. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was like right at the end. That was like one of the things that they announced
Yeah.
like at the end, like the rest of the books and shit like that. And I was like, ooh, okay. Um, another really cool one. It's kind of like unnecessary, but it made me think of Bakugan because that's kind of, I mean, that's almost what these
Hmm.
things are. They're like fucking D20s, but they fold
Oh yeah,
out
yeah.
into
They've
like
been.
a different monster.
I want to say those are already out. I've been seeing those
Yeah,
for like a hot minute now. Yeah, it's like the
yeah. They're called
Transformers. Like they're almost like yeah, like Bakugan transform. They're like the size of like Transformer toys, basically. But
yeah.
it's yeah, D20s that
Guys,
turn into like other shit.
yeah. Like I remember, I think there was one with like a red
I
dragon
know
and
there's
shit
Owl
like
Bear.
that. Yeah, just the really the iconic shit
Yeah,
that's
it's a neat
D and D
idea.
is no.
And I mean, fucking
Um,
Hasbro's got the Transformer stuff, so they got the
yeah,
techno. They have the technology. We can remake it.
yeah, dead ass. Um, but yeah, then they went into like the Golden Archive figures. I'm guessing, which is like their, I guess it's like a new lineup of like figures and shit like that.
I guess.
Um, and it was three figures. One's a GameStop exclusive,
Hmm.
which is the owlbear. It's like a fucking big old like little owlbear and shit like that. And then I'm not sure what the hell they were talking about, but the next two are like Hasbro Pulse
Yes.
exclusive.
So Hasbro Pulse, I kind of mentioned it earlier. That's why I was thinking that the that Mimic is going to be available on. It's a website that Hasbro has for the more premium limited collector stuff and for like the it's mostly for like collector like people who are into like the collecting the toys and stuff. So like they'll do say like with Star Wars, like the Star Wars Black Series figures, they'll do like special exclusive ones on the website, or they'll do like reprints that aren't going to necessarily be going to stores. That they'll put them like for order and pre-order online. They've done Kickstarters on the website. The most important one for me at least, which unfortunately failed, was they tried to kickstart Hero Escape to bring that back.
Shit.
Yeah, it didn't get nearly enough fucking backers on it. Which we could talk about that another time. Um,
Yeah.
and like it's all kinds of stuff like that. So like what else did they had? Like the Mandalorian's rifle. That like the first version of the Nerf gun version of his. That's like the special version of it was all that was sold on there, like shit like that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I remember that. That one I remember wasn't it that the fucking one that was like had two different
Oh
versions?
yeah, they just released the like the basic version of it, which is essentially the exact same thing, but like less than half the price.
Yeah.
Exact same mold,
Uh
just different colors.
yeah, good old Hasbro. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Hasbro Pulse figures that were exclusive were actually probably the cooler fucking ones,
Hmm.
unfortunately, which was the Beholder for Xanathar.
Yeah, I think I might have
He
saw
was
that picture of
one.
that.
He was one I was like, damn, dude, that's like the one I would fucking go for right
Yeah.
there. And then the next one after that was the Displacer Beast.
Mm,
So I was like, fucking the two coolest ones that's not a fucking owlbear
all right.
are the Hasbro.
So are
Fuck.
those like we say figures? Are they like action figure size, or are they like mini size?
So they're like action figures,
Okay,
not like
that's
yeah,
what
not the little mini pigs.
that's what I was kind of worried because I kind of just like barely saw the picture of Xanathar, and I was like, oh, like it looked first of all it looked huge as fuck. So I was like, if it's one of like their premium minis because they do those premium miniatures, that thing's gonna be like 150 $200 probably because it looks so
Yeah,
fucking big. Like
it's fucking big. Yeah, they're they're pretty decent sized.
yeah, so but it's like an action figure, so it's gonna probably not nearly be as
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Yeah, it didn't. I don't know. I have to go look at more images of it, but it looked pretty much like an action figure if I remember
Yeah, that's what
correctly.
I'm saying. Like it's like action figure scale. Like it's built like an action figure, just fucking meatball shaped with fucking tentacle eyes. And so it's like I thought it was just like a premium format mini, like how they have like those like really big fucking gargantuan dragons, like the Tarask.
Oh
Tarask is like
yeah,
that fucking big, and the fucking what is it, Draco
man.
Hydra, five headed dragon mini and shit like that. Yeah, that are all fucking
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah, dude. As bad as those things are, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, I don't.
One of
I
the
just
shops
don't
by
have.
me has the fucking Tarask one. I'm pretty sure it was like over
Oh,
$200. The box is so fucking big, dude.
that'd be so badass to have on a board, though.
That'd be so
With
bad
like,
as to have like on my shelf behind me.
dude, honestly,
Fucking set decoration, son.
yeah. I think they even did one for fucking like a upscaled version for like Tiamat too.
Yeah, they have a Tiamat one. I don't know if there's both. I don't know if it's both a Tiamat one and a Draco Hydra, which is like the five headed, basically Tiamat but smaller.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same or if there is like there's one that's bigger. I think there is one that's bigger, and the other shop
Yeah.
by me has it. Well, they have one that's theirs that they have on as a part of a display, and then I
Fuck.
think they both had the Draco Hydra.
Jesus. Yeah. But yeah, the next segment they ended up going into, I fucking should have known that it was gonna be Magic the Gathering. Should have fucking known. It's
Hmm.
the D&D movie Secret Lair, buddy.
No one cares about
Another
Secret Lair.
fucking secret lair, dude.
Yeah,
Just
nobody.
fuck,
It's fucking who cares? It's fucking Chris
like,
Pine on a car, dude. I don't care.
dude, really, that's really all it fucking is. Like, that's really all it is. It's just the movie characters on
Hmm.
cards, and I'm like, I'm not paying fucking $200 just to get those cards out of like a fucking like
Yeah, I don't.
secret lair.
I don't know if they're that much, but yeah, they're.
I don't. I think it was it the Secret Orders that used to be 200 or something
Oh
like
no, they're
that,
not.
or
No, no, no. You're thinking of the what you might be thinking of is the collector's edition of the Warhammer decks. Those were like $200. So the Warhammer Commander decks, they had a collector's edition of them that was all foil. That was 200
yeah,
bucks. The secret layers range. They're all over the place. I think they're usually. It also depends on if you get the foil version or the regular version. I want to say they're usually like $40 or something like that.
uh,
It depends. They're all over the place. I think there's been cheaper ones. There's been more expensive ones. There's ones that are worth more, ones that are worth less. Like I remember one of the first ones that I remember was when it was Ikoria and they were doing the Godzilla cards. They had a single
yeah.
set of lands, 5 cards, 5 basic lands that had a silhouette of Godzilla in the background, and that was like $40.
Okay, all right. That seems more
But
reasonable
it's
than
it's shit like that. I mean, I assume the foil versions are probably $60, maybe
yeah.
more. They vary in price.
And then
These probably aren't going to
yeah,
sell at all, so they'll probably have them for a long time on sale.
probably, probably. Yeah, and then the next one was kind of just like an interview with an author, which was R.A. Salvatore.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even know that this dude did like his own like D&D like book series
Mm-hmm.
called the um Drizzt Do'Urden.
Yeah,
I guess that's the name of
he
his
writes
main
the books for
character.
that character. Yeah,
Yeah, the Drow elf or
yeah,
whatever.
that's the guy that's like they market as like this character. Which, to be honest, I only know him because they use him in marketing so much for like D&D related stuff. Like you could buy like
Yeah,
replicas of his swords and shit, and like shit, he might even be the image for like the Drow elf race in the fucking player handbook.
probably. But yeah, yeah, I guess he had yeah, the name of the series I guess was called The Way of the Drow
Yeah,
or
something like
something
that.
like that.
He's got a new
So
book
I
coming
kind
out.
of yeah, just kind of really just doing an interview, like a normal
Yeah,
interview with like any kind of author you would expect. Them going through like the history of them making it and
yeah,
how the character came to be. Um,
yeah.
but the cool thing is him and I think it was Gene Salvatore. I guess it was like a relative or something like that that also writes.
Mm-hmm.
They are helping or helped make the upcoming expansion, which they announced for the Neverwinter MMO,
Yeah, yeah. They
which
worked
was
on the Neverwinter games.
yeah, the Neverwinter the next expansion, Neverwinter Menzo Baranzan, something like that. It was fucking weird, dude.
I read the word. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah,
That's a
like as
lot
soon
of
as it
letters.
popped up, I felt like I was having a fucking stroke trying to read it. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. But yeah, I mean, I fucked around with the MMO
Mm-hmm.
a decent amount. It's fun, but it's kind of dead-ish at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really drag in new players like it used to anymore.
I mean, maybe they're hoping with the new expansion it will, but we'll see.
Yeah. And then this was probably like one of my biggest fucking highlights throughout the entire thing, which was the virtual tabletop.
Yeah, they showed a
That
lot of that.
dude, that shit looks so nice.
Hopefully,
So
it
fucking nice,
works nice when it comes out.
bro. Yeah, honestly, yeah, because they were saying that they were using Unreal 5
Yeah, that makes
for
sense.
it, as like the engine to kind of run everything. And I was like, damn, dude. I mean, you ain't got to go that far out, but hey, shit, I'll take
I mean,
it.
that's
Like,
just the current version of Unreal, so it makes sense.
yeah. Um, but yeah, like the animations and shit like
Mm-hmm.
that, the spells whenever you do it. Um, I think what the fuck was it? I think that I don't know. I have to look into it, but I know. I wonder if it's gonna be kind of like if it's just gonna give you like all these assets, or you have to like pay for different assets and shit like
Mm.
that. Cause I'm
I,
not really. I had a few questions about that because I was like,
yeah,
okay, cool. Like there's
like
a, like all
how's
these
it gonna
rules that you can build buildings and shit like that. But I mean, like, is
like
that
yeah
gonna
how is it
come with
gonna
like,
release? I
yeah,
assume either it's gonna be like a game that you buy and it has a bunch of stuff that comes with it, various miniatures, uh, classes and rules, pretty much all the player handbook type stuff, the
yeah,
and the dungeon master book stuff, and like a handful of like certain types of terrain and stuff, and you can. They're said they're working on the. I know they said they started kind of planning out the tools for like people to make their own maps and stuff
yeah.
and all that. So I'm sure you'll have some stuff. If you have to pay for it, there'll be like probably a bunch of stuff you get. And I'm sure, and
Yeah.
I think they said they're going to try and do a community marketplace where people can upload and share stuff. Now, as
Oh,
far
that'd
as
be cool.
now, that's probably going to be not like necessarily. I have a feeling that's not going to be mods. It's going to probably be like Halo file share, where you can
Yeah.
like you make stuff with the same tools that everyone else has and just upload your creations. Like maybe somebody does a dungeon layout or they do a certain tavern or town layout. You could download that and shit like that. But they'll
Yeah.
probably do DLC packs of different like themed expansions and stuff or who knows what
Oh, yeah.
or yeah so that's or it could be it's if they want to get as many people on it as possible it could be maybe like free to play like
Yeah.
but it's a very limited basic set of stuff that you have and then you could buy all types of other shit there's all kinds of other shit you could buy and probably do
Yeah.
it like how D&D Beyond is where you could either buy like a whole pack like buy like a book like buy like a book or you could buy like individual pieces that you want
Yeah. Yeah.
or there
Because
would probably be a subscription if they do it like that too where you could have a subscription where you get everything
yeah.
who
Which I
knows
mean, I'd wholeheartedly pay for it if it was good. I
if
mean,
they
but
gave you enough shit and maybe had a couple free updates like they don't have to like give you everything that they release for free but like if they go
yeah,
like especially if it goes like full price wise like a full price game they better
yeah.
go Minecraft style and include some fucking free updates with that shit, dude. Because
Oh
like
yeah.
as cool as that would be to as much as I would love to have that and I've wanted something like that for us to use for a long time, like I don't know if fucking full price of
Yeah.
like a $60-$70 game because that's a lot
Yeah.
to ask for like a whole group of people to fucking shell out.
Yeah. That's a
Maybe if it's like a
lot.
$40 game, I could see that probably being more that's more reasonable.
Yeah.
I noticed recently there's been a lot more games coming out like that where it's like a smaller game type thing. Which is why also
Hmm.
they could also just go free to play with it. Free
Yeah.
to play and there's a premium subscription or you could buy what you want. I think that would probably be more ideal. That'll
Yeah.
get the most people using it.
Yep. Um, cool thing is they said it should be out this year, but play testing is going to be in late 2023.
Yeah, yeah. I think
So,
because I kind of read some of the article for it. I think they said that as far as they're concerned, they're in like pre-alpha right now for them internally.
mhm,
So they have like a working slice of the game, but it's not like by any means like a full alpha of the game.
yeah. Um, I think they said it's going to be on D&D Beyond as well
Yeah, I think
as like
they said
part of it.
there's going to be some D&D Beyond integration. So what would be
Yeah.
cool is anything you own on D&D Beyond you get as far as rules, and then what wouldn't surprise me is maybe some books they maybe make a like a I don't know what it's going to be called when it's actually out, but the like a VTT like bundle where it's like oh like say uh what's it called like fucking Visbin Treasury of Dragons. There's a Visbin Treasury of Dragons like VTT upgrade
Yeah.
little bundle that gives you like the miniatures and stuff for all the creatures that it adds and shit like that.
Yeah.
because like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if like the player handbook type stuff or like the basic rule like starter kit stuff is all included free in the game, and then all the other stuff you could buy or
Oh
subscription
yeah,
for it or whatever.
yeah. I think yeah, I'm pretty sure that like old boy was just like we're gonna throw in just about everything we can
Yeah,
that's pretty much official within the books and everything like that. So I was like, thank you. Like,
yeah,
please.
depending on what and how you get it all, and I mean, I
Yeah,
assume especially if it's launching like that soon, it's probably gonna have like play like they'll probably have like the player handbook stuff like in the game, and then they
yeah,
maybe will have like one or two other books ready to buy separately of like its stuff or like some extra stuff like ready as soon as it comes out or shortly after to get, and they'll probably over time roll out like waves of stuff,
yeah.
assuming they actually update it and keep up with it consistently for a and it's successful.
Yeah.
They'll
Oh
roll
yeah.
out stuff.
But yeah, that was definitely one of the things that I had my eyes like
Yeah.
fucking locked onto as soon as it fucking showed up. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, that's gonna fucking knock all those other fucking places out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure like was it Roll20 or something like that? That's the other
Uh,
service or something like
I think
that.
there's that. There's a couple. I know there's some 2D options, and
Yeah,
there's also just tabletop simulator. There's all kinds
yeah,
of stuff people have made for that. I don't know how well people really do D&D with that. I know they do like all you can do all kinds of other stuff with it. I've seen.
yeah,
I don't know how popular it is for D&D though, but I think they said that there'll be a feature that tabletop simulator has, which is you'll kind of be able to see people like floating around, like looking at different things, and you'll be able to like place markers and shit and like point stuff out and shit like that.
yeah,
So that'd be
yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. If done correctly, and Hasbro keeps
Right.
a good mind on trying not to piss off their fan
Right. Try not
base.
to EA it.
Yeah, not try to fucking be like, hey buddy, we're gonna $60 this, $60 that, $50 this.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
okay,
Don't
buddy.
don't make it. Don't make this the fucking Sims with 1,000 fucking DLC packs.
God no, dude. Like
Like I don't need to spend $1,000 on this fucking game to have all the shit. Like they should definitely do some type of subscription that just gives you everything. I think, like
oh
fucking $10 a month or something. You just have everything.
yeah. Oh yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Like that'll
And then
that'll
if
be
and then
their
if you buy anything, you still have it when your subscription ends. If you cancel your subscription,
yeah,
that's how it should be.
that'd
I
be
think
nice. That would be nice. Yeah. Because I
personally,
mean, I look at it like this. It's like if you're paying like an entire year $10, right?
right?
And then like all that shit ends up being the equivalent of it, you might as well just fucking hand over all of that content. Um, yeah,
As well,
like
I mean, if they're like regularly updating stuff, then that's like whatever. Like you pay a subscription for it. But like, what I'm saying, like when you say like, because like most things like Game Pass, like all the games that are on Game Pass, they give you the option to buy them because
yeah,
there's a chance that one day that game won't be well for Game Pass. That is, there's a chance that the game won't be there. But
yeah,
also, if you can, that means if you bought it, then if you cancel Game Pass, you still own it.
yeah.
That's what I mean when
I
I say
agree.
that. Like not like I mean like you buy it on top of paying your subscription,
Mhm.
and maybe
Yeah,
give subscription people like a discount on shit.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree with that. That's
That'll probably be the ideal way to do it. Now this to see if however they decide to do it. That's the question.
yeah. It's kind of I'm optimistically cautious
Yeah,
about it. Cautiously optimistic about it. Um, but yeah, then yeah, I mean, we'll have to see towards the end of 2023 how it
yeah. Next
goes.
couple months, maybe come the fall, they'll probably start talking about it more.
Yeah.
So I assume it's
I'll
probably.
definitely be paying. I'll definitely be paying attention to what people are saying during the playtest and everything, just to kind of.
Yeah, I know they said that. I'm sure everyone who's they mentioned that they've been playtesting it internally regularly, and it's opened. They opened it to playtesting to all employees and like their friends and family. I'm sure they all had to sign fucking non-disclosure thing, so they probably can't talk about it. So we'll see if
Yeah.
anybody leaks anything or
Yeah.
if it's like fucking Warhammer, fucking everything, fucking so much shit gets leaked, dude. We'll fucking talk about that in
Bro.
a minute. There was some shit
Yeah.
just today or yesterday,
Oh.
like last night or today. There was something which we'll talk about that when we get to that. Uh,
But yeah. After that, then that's when they went into the whole like life-size mimic and baby L, and
yeah,
everybody was like, "Fuck yeah, dude." Yeah. It was kind of just one of those. Oh, that's cool. I'm not buying it though.
yeah, fucking ain't got that kind of fucking cheddar on me. If I mean
Yeah.
if I did and I had the space for it, that'd be fucking sweet to have that mimic though.
Oh yeah.
To
Yeah.
have that and which I guess if it's successful enough, this could be one that I would consider getting. Uh, of the similar size as that a gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fucking
Yeah.
sweet. I know they have
That'd be.
a like part of the action figure line for the movie. They have one that's like that fucking big.
Mhm.
I mean, it don't look that.
Oh
Personally, I don't think it looks that great because it's just like it's like six plastic panels that just kind of lock together.
yeah.
But I saw there was something that was a gelatinous cube the other day that I saw that was really cool. I mean, I have like the mini of the gelatinous cube, but I love it. It's one of my favorite ones.
Gelatinous cube, bro.
Fucking love them, bro.
But yeah. Wouldn't be it definitely wouldn't be D&D though if they didn't have Joe Manganiello on though.
Yeah.
Um the man himself, dude. Fucking Harkon or wait, what was his D&D character's name? Fucking
Fuck off, I know.
I can't remember. It was the Dragonborn that like dude, he did
fucking
wild shit on Critical Role with that fucking
fucking
character.
man, dick
He
the
did
titty smitty.
man Dick the Titty Smithy. There we go. But yeah, I think he's directing and also producing
A documentary.
the documentary of the 50-year anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons, bro.
It's pretty
That's
sweet.
fucking wild to think that it's that fucking old,
Mm-hmm.
dude. Like 50 years. Jeez. Yeah,
Fucking
because it came out in the what
70s.
70s. Yeah, 70s. Fuck, dude. Yeah, and then I almost like couldn't fucking help but like fangirl a little bit, only because it's not only Joe Manganiello, but and
Right.
like little screenshots and shit like that of showing like the sets and like some of the people that they interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, yeah, we're doing celebrities, musicians, talk show hosts, all this, and fucking Scott Ian from Anthrax was sitting in the seat, and I was like,
Nice.
"What?" Like the metalhead in me was just like, I'm not the biggest
I
Anthrax
have
fan, but he's dope.
I have a feeling like based off of that it's gonna be like a documentary, like a light documentary on like not so much the history but like the influence of Dungeons and Dragons probably.
Oh yeah.
Because just because if you know the history of Dungeons and Dragons, there's some important people got fucked over. Fucking poor Gary Gygax got fucked over hard, like not good, like terribly. So it would be interesting to see if they were to do a documentary, if they would talk about that, because that is a very
Yeah,
important part of Dungeons and Dragons history.
yeah.
But they're, I was like,
Um,
that's why I was like, okay. But when you start saying it's like they're interviewing like all these celebrities, I was like, okay, no, they're just doing like that, like kind of like I don't know if you've seen those shows, on Netflix, like the fucking toys that made us, or like the movies that made us, and shit like
um,
that. Where it's
yeah,
mostly like just like random fucking celebrities and shit, like, and they're talking about like the influence and shit of it, not and like a little bit of the history of it, but not like the actual like full history of it. Like that's what I figured it would be like.
yeah. I'll honestly be surprised if they ever fucking bring up
Oh no,
Gary.
it would have to be somebody else doing a documentary on Dungeons and Dragons independently of,
Yeah,
because this is
yeah.
this is an internal one produced by them. I assume they wouldn't talk about that.
Oh,
I mean,
fuck.
they'll probably talk about him and like stuff that he's done, but they're probably not going to talk about him getting this other dude involved to buy shares, and then him having his father buy a bunch of shares, and then them
Yeah,
fucking him out of his shares, making his shares worthless, and then when I think they both died and all of their shares went to their like the dude's sister or something, and she became majority shareholder of the company and fucking ousted him and shit like that. I recently like listened to a whole thing about it, like a couple months ago, so it's kind of fresh in the mind.
All hail Gary Gygax, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, then they went into like the little end of it and started talking about all the fucking books and shit that they're coming out with.
yeah,
Ugh. And you sent a screenshot in our group chat
yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
just
There
a few
was
of them. I got it right
so
here.
there
Big
was
B
more than
presents.
that they showed.
Oh, there was a lot. There was a fucking lot.
Okay, because I just saw
Like,
the four and them talking about which I assume you're about to bring this up too. Vecna coming back.
yeah, Vecna's coming back.
Let me just do a little scrolly scroll.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
we
wrong
could
chat.
probably thank Stranger Things for all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I know he is like a really popular character, so he would probably be
Oh
coming
yeah,
back anyway.
yeah,
Um, he's probably
but
just coming back sooner because
yeah, because of the Stranger Things and
of the
everything.
Strangler things.
Yeah, but I can honestly say, other than that, the two. Well, I mean, probably my. I don't know. I'm really excited for all of them. It's kind of hard to say like which
Hmm.
one I'm like more excited about and least excited about.
Yeah.
But bro, Big B presents Glory of the Giants looks like it's gonna be fucking
Hmm.
dope.
I'm assuming that's
Like,
going to be the same as like Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, where it's like, did it say there was a like an adventure tied to it? Uh,
um, Journey to the
no, it
Giants
just
of the List.
expands the origins, introduces new player options, and the tools you need to run adventures now. So it's going to be the exact same as Visbin's Treasury of Dragons, which is that's a cool idea. I kind of like that idea of those kind of books, where it's like here's a
Yeah,
theme, here's everything you need for that kind of theme.
yeah.
Um, let's see.
And then Fandelver and below the Shattered Obelisk. Um, they kind of talked about it a little bit
Hmm.
for each one. Um, but the obelisk one's just kind of, I mean, obelisks are cool and everything, so I'm down. I
Yeah, I don't
mean,
really know much other than the fucking that Puffin Forest video where they were doing the
the
whatever
Naufishne,
yeah, well yeah, they were doing what's it called, like the
they were doing
Adventurers League. It was Adventurers
yeah,
League he was at, and like you're supposed to just go past the obelisk and try and get into the fucking dungeon, and they shattered it
yeah,
and fucking summoned the Nelfishnay and yeah,
yeah.
that whole thing.
Dude, that's still probably to this day my favorite Puffin
Yeah,
Forest
that's all
fucking
I know about the obelisk.
yeah. Um, but yeah, then there was Planescape Adventures in the
That book seems cool.
Multiverse.
That might be one to
Yeah.
for me to cop.
Um, this one got me fucking like jumping in my
Oh
seat
yeah,
like a little
this
kid.
is probably the one that we're going to buy.
The deck of many things.
Yeah, especially once they talk more about it, because all I know is that it's they're all I said was that they're exploring the story behind the deck of many things. So whatever that
Yeah,
mean, I don't know what that means. It's probably
yeah,
going to be like some type of adventure book or campaign book or something, and it'll be interesting to see like what other stuff gets put in with it.
yeah,
If it'll actually be worth it to get. I mean, I'm sure you're
yeah,
going to get it regardless, but
bro. After buying those two fucking books today,
hmm
I've got that itch again. I've got that fucking itch
yeah,
again, dude.
every once in a while when I
So
go to one of
hard.
the local game stores and I see the books and I'm like, oh, I don't have this one and I don't have that one and I don't have that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Like I literally just hopped on Amazon and I was just like, just let me check
Yeah,
out real quick, and then I was like, yeah, I'm snagging those. I was
yeah,
like, yep. Um,
yep.
yeah, dude. But yeah, that and Vecna has me pretty fucking excited though, dude.
hmm Yeah, that's
I'm
like
pretty.
sometime next year that they said.
I want to say he's got stats in one of the books for 5e,
I think he
but I
does. Yeah,
could be wrong.
I feel like he does. Um, probably.
Like I feel like he does, but I can't. I don't know because there's like 100 fucking 5e books out there now.
Right.
Like um, but yeah,
Let's
that was pretty
see.
much really the last like big woo-ha, and then they ended the direct or whatever. But
Hmm
But yeah, dude. I mean, overall, it was a really enjoyable direct. I'm definitely gonna have to keep an eye out for more of them though, because I've got that itch to roll some fucking dice again, dude. It's got it's been fuck, dude, since August,
This
I think.
says during that season, the season of Stranger Things where Vecna was the villain, they did release a stat block for him, like an official one.
They did.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. I definitely though. I was sitting there looking at it and I saw Tomb of Annihilation, and I was like, I really want to get it just to see
Mm-hmm.
if like the other guys, like if I ran the campaign and the other guys came across that part with the obelisk, if they'd be dumb enough to fucking actually go
Yeah,
ahead
or if we'd
and
be able to
fuck,
like actually just go get through it or not.
yeah. Which even then, dude, like I remember he was talking about a lot of the puzzles that's like within the tomb,
Mm.
and I'm like, fuck, dude, those are like really in-depth fucking puzzles.
Well, fucking the worser version of the Tomb of Annihilation is the what is it? In one of the fucking I think I have it in the fuck it's in the Yawning Portals book. The that there's like that dungeon or whatever that's like infamous for party killing people
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
the like it like it explains like all like how to get through all and figure everything out and it's so obscure and there's no hints to anything that there's like no way like I feel like they would be able to like not even as like an insult to their intelligence that I don't think they would ever be able to figure it out. Like some of this shit's so fucking obscure. Like they would just nobody would like. I don't fucking get it.
yeah, yeah. No, that sounds yeah. Just fuck all of that,
Mm-hmm.
man. Um, but yeah, like doing all of this, and then I helped Jordan out with his little
Character.
character today. Our buddy, who does D&D with us and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. You'll probably see him in the comments somewhere.
Yeah, and he's got his YouTube channel where he's done some stuff over the past year
Yeah,
or over the years on and off.
but yeah, but yeah. We'll definitely trying to have to like throw at least some one shots up here on the channel
Mm-hmm.
because I've got that fucking itch, bro. It's got
Yeah,
ooh,
yeah. I
so
was the
bad.
other day, even
So
like
bad.
before you mentioned like a couple of days before you mentioned I was getting my tutor. I was like I should probably start reading that fucking Spelljammer book, bro.
Yeah, Spelljammer would be a fucking
That would be
dope
a
little
fun one.
area to fucking go.
That would be a fun one.
Like that would be really fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude. Yeah, just like literally all today has like consisted of working on D&D. I
Nice,
mean, I probably spent like at least like 2 or 3 hours with him on his character,
nice.
just going over everything.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping
And
y'all would still
then
be on by the time I got home and got on, but by the time I got on Discord, y'all were already. You were. I think you just got off and he was already off or something.
yeah, I think it was like 10, 15 minutes after I had just gotten off of Discord
Yeah,
is when you sent me the message, and I was like, fuck.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, my D&D library definitely needs to grow. My Warhammer library needs to
Oh
grow.
yeah.
But yeah, dude, like fucking,
I mean,
I really want to dive into like a couple other tabletop games. Like Vampire the Masquerade is one of them, but
hmm
like the books right now you can't really get. I'm guessing because licensing changes and then the
hmm
shit going out of print because of those licensing
right.
changes and now they're remaking the fucking books for I think they're also on 5th edition.
hmm
Uh I want to get Mutants and what the fuck is that one? The superhero.
There's a couple of them.
There's a Mutants and Monsters or
Mm.
something like that.
I think that's one of them. And I know there's been a bunch of them over the years.
Yeah. Um I would love to get into Shadowrun.
Yeah,
That one would be fucking dope.
I wouldn't mind
Uh,
getting like the Alien one. Was it there's
Starfinder. Another one.
Oh yeah, I mean Pathfinder. I already started getting into that motherfucker, bro. I got 2 books already. Fucking
Starfinder.
yeah, Starfinder would be another good one. Um, what else was I thinking? There's a couple Lord of the Rings ones. There's one like one that's
Yeah,
the big one right now. It's fun to understand. It's very much not like D&D at all as far as like the kind of story you do. Um,
yeah.
yeah, so I mean, I don't know how well that would play out in the group. Um, what else was there? I know. I mean, mostly what I've been looking at is just like I definitely want to when they come to the regular release of it, the old school essential books. I've been trying to keep an eye on those for when the they're fucking like out that I can just buy them because I think they're almost done fulfilling their Kickstarter or whatever, so I'll be able to buy them soon, hopefully. Um,
Uh,
what else was I looking at? Oh yeah, I mean, I'm always down to fucking buy more like old school Dungeons and Dragons books and get
oh
some
yeah.
more Pathfinder stuff. I mean, I bought this like that whole fucking shelf of you can't really see it on my camera because it's kind of dark, of all fucking 3 and 3.5 edition books, and we just because I went on a fucking tirade on eBay buying up all kinds of shit, and now I have like most of the books from that edition, most of the important ones at least. I mean, there's a lot more that are out there that I wouldn't mind getting. Some of them
Oh
I
yeah.
know are kind of on the rare side and fucking expensive. Like some of like the later bestiary books, monster manuals. That one, like they didn't do it
Yeah.
like how they do it now, where now we have like all these different ones where it's like fucking Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, the giant one about to come out, Mordecai's Tome of Foes, the multiverse book, Monster of the Multiverse, the fucking what was the fucking Mordecai's Tome of Foes? Where's the other two words? Fizban's Treasury. No. Fuck, it's bugging me. Of all those guided monsters,
Yeah.
like they just had like beat like Monster Manual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there might be a sixth one. Uh, 4 and 5 you often go for close to $100 on eBay, and I
Yeah.
think there's a sixth one, and I think that one goes for even more.
Mm.
But the like, and even three sometimes can go for like 40 or 50 bucks. I got lucky, and the one of the stores by me had it for like 20 bucks. It's just like an old used copy of it, and I bought it. So I got it for like 20, 25 bucks. So I have Monster Manual 1, Monster Manual 3.5, and then I have Monster Manual 3. I think last time I went there at that store, they had Monster Manual 2 for like 20, 25 bucks. I might cop that at some point. I need to see what other ones they have left because I bought some from there and some on eBay. But I mean, I got a lot of books,
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of paperback books too, of like minor expansions. Which I wouldn't mind them bringing that back, like for like minor expansions of stuff. I don't know. I kind of like the way they do the books now, where there's like a little bit of stuff for everybody, like stuff for players and stuff for DMs. But like also like it's kind of cool like seeing like, oh, if you were like really into like playing a paladin, there was like certain books you could get that were just expand shit for you.
Yeah.
That you didn't have to buy, and you could buy like these smaller, cheaper books as opposed to buying these bigger, more expensive books every time just to get like one or two little things out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. Fucking well actually I know with like the D&D starter sets and everything,
Mm-hmm.
the the little fucking one shot or little mini adventure
Yeah.
is a little paperback, but I think it's just basic like
Oh yeah. I mean,
player handbook and
I can
DM stuff.
grab one of these. So they did a whole series of these, which I think I have almost all of them. This one's called Song in Silence. It's a guidebook for bards and rogues, and there's several of them that each are like two classes in them, and it has
Hmm.
what does it has? It has the big thing is it has a bunch of fucking prestige classes, and like a bunch of feats, and like all kinds of shit, all kinds of like equipment for them, just different organizations they could belong to, how you interact in the world and stuff, all kinds of lore stuff. Like it's got a lot of cool shit. one of the cool things is, which this is a cool thing that I like that I kind of wish they would bring back, which maybe in the next edition we get it. The prestige classes. So these are like specialty classes. It's kind of a way for them to have more classes without having more classes, where they have, in order to get these, you have to have certain requirements met. So like one of these was fucking a spy master. Let's see what that is, page 14. So the requirement is you need to fill all the following criteria. I have a base attack bonus of +5. You need the skills of 5 ranks in bluff, gather information 5 ranks, and innuendo 5 ranks. These are just different skills in 3rd edition. You need the skill focus bluff feat, and the character must have 5 ranks in each of 2 skills from the following list: diplomacy, disguise, forgery, and sense motive. And then it gives you new class features and class skills and shit you could get. There's a whole fucking table for it for getting levels in that class, up to 10 levels in that class. It's like a cool way to like kind of multi-class, but it's like classes that they're like related to like the classes that these are guidebooks for.
Yeah.
But then they also had other like books, like this is another type of paperback book. This is Stronghold Build Guiders book. So this is a whole book, which I'm excited to try and use this in stuff with us. That's if y'all wanted to make your own home base, like a stronghold, to be like a base of operations. This is how to do it, and this is like
I'm
all the
I'm
all the different.
wholeheartedly down for all of that.
Yeah, this is like all
Like,
different types of rooms and buildings you can get there. It has stuff for like attacking other people's strongholds or having your stronghold attacking it to defend it. Different things you could have at your stronghold. Like it's all kinds of shit like that. So like this, like that's like a good example of like stuff. And I don't know if, yeah, I mean like this one, the Song of Songs one is $20,
yeah.
as opposed to like most D&D books I think are like $50.
Hmm.
And this gives you like a fucking ton of stuff. So, yeah, new feats, prestige classes, weapons, spells, magic items, equipment, guidelines for trap making, including 90 sample traps, description of a wide range of thieves' guilds and bardic colleges, detailed rules for flanking opponents in combat. Yeah.
Shit.
And it's like for
Damn.
dungeon masters and players who want to add more shit for their bards and rogues. There's all kinds of shit in here. I got it.
God
I got
damn.
it. It was $20 when it came out. I got it for $10 used, son. Same with this one.
Shit.
This one was probably also like $20 or maybe $25. I can't see. There's a fucking sticker over the old price. But yeah. Oh yeah, and this also has like over 150 magic items in it. More than 24 magical augmentations for stronghold walls, rules for magical portals, mobile strongholds, trap creation, 5 different complete strongholds, including maps and ready for immediate use, and like there's a bunch of shit in there, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and I have like a bunch of books like that. But there's also like other like big hardcover books, like the epic level guidebook for doing like level 20 plus campaigns and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what we need for fucking 5e, a fucking epic level book, bro. Let us really be fucking demigods.
Oh
Fucking
yeah.
get that shit up to level 25, 20, 25, 30, bro.
Uh-huh. Shit, dude. Yeah, cause I know in one of the smaller campaigns that we did, like that I DM'd, kind of dabbled into like having like our own
Like
like
base
fortress.
operations. Yeah,
Yeah.
you had that house with like the ghost butlers or whatever.
Yeah, it was like the undead butlers and
Yeah.
shit like that, and y'all had to like kind of pay to like have it rebuilt
Yeah.
and shit like that, but it wasn't ever like super
Yeah,
in
that was just like a
depth on like,
house.
how.
And
Yeah.
I've tried to also do something like that in the last game that we did, where when y'all went to that town, there was like a house that y'all were staying at that was owned by like the cult of Baphomet or whatever, that they were like letting y'all stay there and like other members could use it and stuff. I was gonna try and do something like that, where like I don't know, helping out the cult or whatever gave you access to like more like safe houses and shit. But like that campaign was coming to kind of its end, and like we were getting ready to like not really play anymore for a while. So I kind of just ended the campaign before we could really get into that. And that was like something I was kind of working on. But I mean, I like that idea of like, of course we'd have to figure out a campaign. I'd have to figure out a campaign where y'all are grounded in a certain area, or y'all doing a lot of work
Yeah,
in a certain area. So that way, and you're not traveling as much because I kind of had y'all traveling a good bit in that one. And if we do when we do Spelljammer, that's you're gonna. I mean, you're gonna ship. You're not gonna have a fucking stronghold. You have a ship. I mean, I guess I could
yeah,
do. I mean, the fucking cover of the book has a fucking floating asteroid stronghold, so we could do something like that. But maybe I'll have to see how it works out.
yeah, definitely. Um, but yeah, I know with like the main game that I want to do like off camera.
Mm.
I definitely because Ray wants a very long campaign, and I kind of agree.
Yeah,
Like a longer campaign would be fucking way better. Like
yeah. I
even
mean,
if
as
it
long as we're
takes like
playing
a couple
regular.
years or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I would like to dabble into at least like a little bit of everything,
Hmm.
you know, before that campaign ends or
Right.
whatever. And one of the things I definitely would like to fucking do is like, fucking base building and shit
Hmm.
like that, or owning like a business and fucking spreading it out or something like that, creating your own like little fucking whatever. But
Hmm.
I mean, like at the same time, I'm like, I'll give him the options and be like, here you go, this is what you can do if you want, and then fucking leave it at that.
Right.
Because I don't know if he's gonna stick with the same character, but it would work pretty well if he did use the one
Hmm.
that we were working on fucking last year.
Yeah.
uh, but well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, right now all I've got is Jordan's, yours right now.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I'm
think
still working
Michael
on
might
it,
be
finishing
sticking
up,
with
but
his,
yeah, I think he said he's gonna want to stick with his.
which I can't blame him. His is fucking
Right.
pretty good. Um, yeah, Ray and Lurie are really the only two I haven't really heard from about it so far.
Yeah, you probably just gotta hit him up directly.
Yeah.
Just see what they do.
Yeah, I'll probably do that after we get done with the podcast and everything. Or actually, it's gonna. Yeah, I'll probably hit him up tomorrow or
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had really for D&D wise.
Hmm.
Um, but
Well,
yeah, it's fun.
yeah, that's it for the D&D Direct. Warhammer had a big announcement event as well about a week before. Adepticon 2023. So Adepticon's like
Yeah,
a big convention and tournament or whatever. That's a fan event that they go to. Warhammer goes to officially and does stuff. Uh, they announced a bunch of shit, a lot of shit. Like some of the minor stuff. There's a new Warhammer Underworlds box with some couple new units. The models look pretty cool. Uh, Underworlds is kind of a weird game. I don't really get it, but it has a couple new skull squads that will probably eventually get rules for Age of Sigmar. Um,
yeah,
there's two new battle tomes, which are the Age of Sigmar's version of Codex coming out. Ossiarch Bone Reapers, Soul Blight Grave Lords. That Ossiarch Bone Reapers is one of like the skeleton armies. They're both Dominion Death armies, and the Soul
yeah,
Blight Grave Lords is like the vampire army. And each of them are getting a new model. They're only getting like one. Uh, the skeletons is like a skeleton sorcerer that could like buff your other units, and which he looks pretty cool. And
yeah.
the other ones are getting like this like vampire outcast chick that looks kind of cool. She's just like a special character or whatever. Um, let's see, they announced that they're going to be working on the cities of Sigmar, so it's kind of like in the old version of Warhammer Fantasy, there was like the different human cities that all they're like the regular people, and there's like all the different cities and different themes, and they had like it was all like regular people that fought like all these fucking monsters and fucking crazy shit in Sigmar. Well, they're finally working on that, and they showed off a new squad form, and they're working on the book coming out I think next year.
Oh shit.
Uh, what else? They showed off more of the Seraphon model. So we talked about this in a previous episode. At some previous event, they showed off some Seraphon models. Seraphon are the Lizardmen army for Age of Sigmar. These fucking models are so fucking cool looking, dude. It's fucking Lizardmen riding Velociraptors. And then they had those, and they have this other units which can be built as they're like these other like real big buff like Lizardmen type dudes that have kind of like dragonborn like heads, or you can build
Yeah.
them as an even beefier unit where they have like full like crocodile heads and shit. Those are fucking dope looking. Their book's about to come out, and they're gonna have a whole army box that has all those units plus one of the HQ units they announced previously. Um, but yeah, the fucking lizardmen riding the fucking velociraptors and shit. That's just so fucking cool. Um,
Fucking riding
I
velociraptors,
know.
bro.
And there's like a fucking character one too. There's a bunch of cool shit. What else? That's kind of like all the Sigmar stuff. They had Horus Heresy. So the previous edition of Horus Heresy, that's like the 30K, that's it's called, version of the game. They used to do these Black Book campaign books, and so they announced they're starting those for the new edition. They announced the first one, Siege of Cathonia, or whatever the fuck it's called. It's a fucking weird name. Looks pretty cool. I mean, we haven't really gotten to like Horus Heresy, but and they kind of
Yeah.
talked. They were talking about it like, which just kind of put in perspective like what Horus Heresy really is. It's historical battles for 40K. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
really. Yeah.
the black books are like kind of a big deal for them. They're saying because like people love them from the last one. It's like because it has like that's the main one. It's the Siege of Cathonia. It's the main battle. That's like it's like you hear about in the lore and stuff. That you'll be able to
Yeah.
like there's like missions and shit to act it out pretty much. And then I think they said that there's also like updates of like what all the other armies and shit are doing at the same time. Because I think they
Yeah.
said Siege of Cathonia was Imperial Fist sieging Cathonia, which is like one of the planets for the Sons of Horus. So,
Yeah. I think that's about right.
so that's what that is. And they announced the next Kill Team box. It's so they've been kind of doing seasons of Kill Team where
Hmm.
they've all kind of been a theme, and this current season has been Gallo Dark, which is the Space Hulk with all like the spaceship terrain and stuff. So, and
Yeah.
this is the final box of that season. Uh, it's gonna have Leagues of Votan, which are the space dwarves. They're gonna take their basic infantry, and they're the ones getting the upgrade to become specialists, the little upgrade sprue. And then the new unit is Chaotic Beastmen. It's all like Minotaur looking dudes that have fucking chain swords and pistols and shit. And like some of them have like bionic hands and like bionic eyes and shit. It's kind of a weird mix of fantasy and sci-fi, to be honest.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a
but they are pretty dope looking, and
yeah.
it's
Like
like a brand
yeah.
new model that will like with the fucking Dredge Dead dudes will eventually get rules for 40K. Um, and they're gonna the terrain, which I hope they sell. So the how they've been doing these boxes is there's like the basic terrain. The terrain's kind of split into two parts. There's like the basic part of like the
Yeah.
space walls, and there's like the stuff exclusive to that box. This one had doors that could be breached, and like special tables and like different things could be like command consoles and shit. This one has cooler shit, which I hope they sell separately because I want to buy it. It's escape pods, a medical surgery bay, and like these fucking I don't know what to call them, like stasis pods or whatever. They look fucking cool.
Okay.
Like that all like this fucking surgical tables and like autopsy tables and benches of medical equipment stuff that all and the escape pods all look fucking cool. I hope they sell all that shit separately because I would definitely buy that to add on with this stuff. Um, but other than that, the main portion of the show was all 40K stuff. The first thing that they showed off is so the 40K has been having this event going on called Arcs of Omen. It's like the end of edition event going on, and the final book got announced, which is The Lion, which is Lionel Johnson, Primarch of the Dark Angels. He is back, baby, with a brand new model. and he looks fucking insane. It is so fucking cool. Part of me wishes I was playing Dark Angels because they were one of the armies I was thinking of choosing when I chose what Space Marines I was going to go with. They were in the top three, definitely, maybe even like top two of ones I wanted to choose, and I ended up going with Blood Angels. If I would have had
Fuck,
Dark Angels,
dude.
bro,
I mean,
I'd have a fucking Primarch.
yeah, I mean, at least we got another Primarch. I
Yeah,
mean,
and he fucking looks sick. Um, and so he's going to be the same size as model wise as Gilliman, the Ultramarines Primarch, and
yeah.
so he's going to have he has a special shield. He has the Emperor shield, which Gilliman has, which I've kind of we never really thought about. Gilliman has the Emperor's sword, and so he has the Emperor's shield. Now, what's interesting is they actually aged up uh, Lionel Johnson because
Oh, did we?
so Gilliman they didn't age up when they brought him back because he was in stasis, so he was like kind of frozen in time. Lionel
Oh,
Johnson was literally something happened to him and he was put asleep. So he's just been asleep, alive this whole time for 10,000 years. So now he looks like Tywin Lannister. He's fucking got the same hairstyle. He's got all gray hair. That's what people say he looks like. Which I mean, he does come with helmet options, and the fucking if I was to get him, I would do the fucking big helmet because he has. There's like just
that
his
helmet's
head. There's just his head. Him hooded. Him with the face part of his helmet hooded, and then his helmet with the big fucking feathers going up, and they're fucking
yeah,
nice.
that's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, and his all of his rules are going to be in the book, the Lion book when it comes out, which finishes off the edition and finishes off the Arcs of Omen event. What else I have over here? Oh yeah, so I mentioned something about leaks earlier. So
Yeah.
yesterday I think it was like maybe yesterday or like last night and this morning, it leaked how he's being released. His box he's coming in. Somebody got it and posted a picture of the box, what it looks like that he's gonna be coming in. It's so I think in the past he had a special. There's like a special unit that's or in the lore he has like it's called the Lion's Guard, which is like these special like guys that fucking chill with him or whatever, like his special guard or something like that. Well, they're not getting new models in this box. That's what people were hoping, even though it's called the Lion's Guard. It's so when he comes out, the only way you'll be able to buy him when he first comes out is a special box. That's him, three Blade Guard veterans, which that's just like a unit you could buy. That it's just like a regular unit. They're not new models. There's nothing new or special about them. And then it comes with two special like art pieces of art. Uh,
Yeah.
but everyone was like, "Well, that's fucking shitty. That's like a good way to up the price on a fucking Primark model. Fucking throw in $60 with the other models in there and shit." Which they
Yeah.
didn't know about. So no one knew about the artwork pieces. They knew that the other three models. Well, it turns out because that got leaked. I saw earlier today. I guess they posted like an official article. He's going to come out separately by himself. This is just when he first comes out. It's like the special edition box to first buy him. Comes with the Blade Guard veteran. Comes with the pieces of art, little poster they showed him, and then that's how you'll be able to buy him at first. But he's going to come out by himself. Oh,
Mm,
so yeah, that was a
uh,
leak that a lot of people were kind of disappointed in. Um, let's see what else we
yeah.
got. So that was that, and then so they ended the show. Well, when it got to the end of the show, they were like, well, I guess that's it. Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna fucking go home. Oh, there was one more thing. Uh, play the trailer, and you gotta watch. If you haven't already, you gotta watch the fucking trailer. Uh, Warhammer 10th edition. They talked about a lot with Warhammer 10th edition. The fucking cinematic trailer is fucking nice. Of course, it confirms that it's Ultramarines versus Tyranids. It is Space Marines versus Tyranids. Um, and actually, if you watch the trailer, you can kind of see teases of a bunch of new models coming out. Like because they're like just like in the trailer or whatever, and they did show off a lot in the trailer. Terminators, new Terminator models,
Yep.
which is awesome. They then showed one of the Terminator models and the new Termagant model. Termagant's like the basic little infantry for the Tyranids. They
Yeah.
fucking they look pretty. They look really good, and a lot of people kind of agreed. At first, when they first showed it, everyone was like, "Okay, it looks a little bit better," but they can't really tell how much better. Then they showed it next to the old model, and you're like, "Oh, it's that much better." Like people like didn't realize like how not good the old model was. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so they have pictures of that. Uh, they did actually, I think just today, post an article showing off like the full squad of the Terminators because they only showed one of them. The one that has the fucking chain gun. But they showed the full squad. It's a squad of 5. They look fucking nice. They and like which is something I was hoping for. They're not Primaris Terminators. There's no such thing as Primaris Terminators. There's just Terminators. It's just a new model to replace the old model. Uh, but they upscaled them and made them a little more detailed to make them in line with the proper size. Because that's the thing with a lot of old Warhammer models are kind of small.
Mhm.
All the newer stuff is a better scale and bigger scale slightly, and so this kind of puts them in line with that, makes them where they are bigger than the Primaris stuff. Um, and they were saying like lore
Okay.
wise, like Firstborn Marine, Primaris Marine, they could all be promoted to a Terminator and get Terminator armor, like in the lore. Um, so I'm excited for those. Those become probably coming in this in the box, like the fucking 10th edition box or whatever. Um, I didn't show any other. They in the trailer you can see other models that are probably coming. Like there's some type of flamer squad of intercessors or something. There's some maybe like potential lieutenant or something that had a what's called a combi weapon, which is in like other versions of the Warhammer's had this before, where he has a like a bolt rifle with a flamethrower attached to it, like shit like that or something like that. Yeah. Uh
Jesus.
oh, and the trailer shows the new librarian and Terminator armor. Librarian's like a Space Marine spellcaster basically, who has like special
Yeah.
like runic armor. He looked pretty dope. Uh, so it'd be cool to get new versions of him. And they showed like a bunch of Tyranid stuff, which I'm not really familiar with, but they that are like one of them I did recognize because people often refer to it as one of the ugliest models in Warhammer's history. Uh, it's in the trailer, so it's getting a new model that's going to look not as shitty. It's this big fucking Tyranid thing that's got like 4 fucking scythe arms that fucking come out, and it's
Oh, that fucking
in the
thing.
trailer it
Yeah.
showed like a fucking Godzilla beam of its mouth. That was pretty sweet. They also showed some new giant floating psyker brain Tyranid things. Those are pretty cool. And they also talked about rules for 10th edition, which this is important stuff. They're going to simplify the game, and they've been stressing that they're simplifying the game, but the game's not going to be simple because Warhammer is a very complicated. It's a kind of people always talk about it's very rules bloated. It's got too many rules. There's too
Yeah.
much shit. You have to have and there's all kinds of shit where there's like, oh, this rule's in this book or this rule's in this White Dwarf magazine issue or this was in this FAQ upload on the website. They're going to try and simplify that, um, and make the game go a little smoother. They talked about
Mhm.
building armies. Building armies right now is for someone who's never played Warhammer or doesn't know how to play Warhammer. Trying to figure out how to build the actual like army list is fucking complicated in ninth edition.
Yeah.
So how it works, how I understand it, is you choose. There's different types of detachments you can take depending on your army, and the detachment tells you what kind of units you can have. All the units in the game are split up between HQs, which are like more like it's gonna be like all like your all your unique hero type characters, and like your Primarch would be HQ, shit like that. Uh,
Yeah.
Elites, which are like your kind of special force type stuff, that would be like Terminators, uh, my Death Company, Sanguinary Guard, that kind of stuff. Um, Fast Attack, which I think that's like a lot of vehicles and certain other units, and whatever like the basic infantry fucking thing is. And depending on what detachment you take, is like how many of each you could have and shit like. And it's all this kind of complicated shit. Uh, Apparently, how it's going to be now is you choose your fucking whoever's in charge of your army, one other thing, and then you just fucking bless out your army. You just do whatever you want. Like it doesn't matter. There's no like, oh, you have to have this many of this many of this many of that. Like it's like you choose your fucking your fucking commander, your warlord is what it's called. You choose, I think you choose your warlord. You choose like one other thing, and then you just fucking make your list.
Almo out there.
Yeah, and then even like a recent article said something like you could just do a fucking if you wanted to do like all intercessors or like there's certain units are going to have a line of on the because they have new data cards for everything now too. They're gonna everything's
Yeah.
they revamped how the data cards work, so they're gonna be hopefully easier to understand because they're kind of not easy to understand. uh,
Uh,
they're gonna kind of make them a little more streamlined, and there's gonna have what kind of unit type it is, and if it's like I forgot what they how they worded it. It's like battle line or something like that, or battle squad or something like that. If it's like that, if it's that you could just take a full army of those if you wanted,
Jesus.
and then have like your fucking warlord or whatever. Um,
Fuck, it sounds like 10th edition is like the perfect edition to get fucking new
right.
people in then.
Another thing that they mentioned is one of the things that's kind of has added to the rule bloat is there's this thing called stratagems in the game where it's
Mhm.
these like I believe there's like special abilities that you could take for your army. There's right now there are certain ones that every army kind of most armies kind of have, but they're all called something different, and
Yeah.
some of them there's like a slight little asterisk to where it's a little different or but it's basically the same thing. And then there's your sub faction ones. They've certain rule books have added other ones. There's certain ones that are in White Dwarf books, and you could pull from all of those pretty much that your faction and army could take. That's fucking and there's a lot of them and it's complicated. Now how it's gonna be is you're gonna have uh one page. I say one page in quotes because I believe it's actually a 2-page spread. That's going to have anywhere from 6 to 8 stratagems. Certain ones are going to be universal rules that every army can take. They're going to get rid of all the ones that are kind of duplicates, and they're just going to give it one name, and fucking every army has it. And then there's going to be a couple other ones, and then certain sub factions will have their own. They'll have their own page that you would take. So you would take that page, or you would take the page for your sub faction, or if they update it, they're going to release a new page that replaces the old page. So you'll only ever have 6 to 8 to choose from. It's
Hmm.
not going to be like fucking 20 different ones to choose from or whatever. You'll have
Yeah.
they'll try and keep it to like 6 to 8, so that makes that way simpler. Um, Something else they did is there's multiple phases on turns, and Warhammer. I kind of think of it like trading card games. How you have like your main phase, your battle phase, your second main phase, draw phase, all that type of stuff. Uh, One of the phases is psychic phase. A lot of armies have psychic units that could do psychic attacks, and that had its own dedicated phase. That's no longer a thing now. All psychic abilities are just going to be on the character's data cards, and when it's your turn and you're using that character, that's when you do their psychic ability. So that I like that because that's supposed to, that's going to they say that's going to it's going to speed up the game a bit. Um, what else we got? There's a lot of shit they talked about.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah. So when 5th edition comes out, a basic version of the rulebook and every single data card and like army rule will be free online when it comes out. They are going to have they're going to have what's called indexes. So they've done indexes before.
Hmm.
Indexes when they come up will replace codexes. So basically, I think they did it in like 7th edition or something like that apparently, where there's going to be an Imperium index, Chaos index, and one or two Xenos indexes because there's a lot of stuff for Xenos. Uh, there's going to be no lore stuff in it. It's going to be just rules. That's all it's going to be in the book. There's going to be physical versions of the books that you could buy, but they're going to put everything out online for free to get it
Nice.
because one because the way 10th edition works and they changed a lot of so much stuff in 10th edition that all the old codexes won't work. They just won't work for the new version of the game. So unfortunately for the people like Astra Militarum and World Leaders who only just got codexes to come out like in the past couple months, they're obsolete come 10th edition.
This.
But there is still like benefits to them because like there is like all like I showed you before, like the front half of the book is all lore related stuff. There's a lot, tons of pictures and shit of like how to paint them and shit like that. There's a lot of other stuff
Yeah.
other than like the rules. That being said, as the couple years of 10th edition go on, they are going to release codexes.
Oh yeah.
So that and whatever comes on the codex replaces the free rules. Um, but for the first couple months, we'll have free rules for 10th edition, so that'd be pretty cool. Uh,
Fuck yeah.
and they've kind of and I was watching Poor Hammer podcast. They were kind of talking about
Mm.
like with the free rules, like I specified a basic version of the rules because that's what they have for like ninth edition right now. There's actually a basic version of the rules free right now online on the app and on the website. That you get. It's not the full rules. It doesn't like you can't like go to like your local shop and play a fucking full game with it. You could play with somebody with the basic rule set. So when the rule book's going to come out when 10th edition comes out, you'll still probably need to get the rule book at some point for the full rules. Um, what else did they say? So boarding action game mode. That's a big game mode going on right now with the Arcs of Omen. That's in the Arcs of Omen books. It's all with the same like terrain as the kill team on the spaceship. It's like 500 point games with like no tanks or big creatures or anything. It's all just like basically infantry. That's still going to be going on, and that they said that's going to be evergreen. That's like a continuous game where they're going to continue support in the future in 10th edition and stuff. Um, so that's kind of cool because I want to play that. I want to play that version of Warhammer. That's like seemed like a nice way to play like a small game of Warhammer, like a 500 point, just kind of infantry version of Warhammer. That's going to stay around, and they're adding another new game mode called Combat Patrol. So pretty much all the armies have a Combat Patrol box you could buy. It's like 140, 150 bucks, and it's like a little like 500 point starter army. And the Combat Patrol game mode, they're going to make it to where they're all balanced with each other, and you can just play with just that. So right now, if you were to play with the Combat Patrol, they're actually not all balanced out with each other. Some of them are definitely stronger than others. Some of them have some kind of
Yeah.
useless shit that nobody really plays with. But which I'm curious to see how they're going to do this. They are going to come out with I guess like a rule set or something for the Combat Patrol game mode where they're going to make them they're going to fucking force them to be balanced.
Yeah.
And it's basically just gonna be like a set I think that'll be a good way for new people to get into Warhammer.
Oh yeah.
Instead of buying
Definitely.
a full 1,000 or 1,500 point or 2,000 point army and playing that and buying and spending all that money, you just buy this and maybe there's gonna be like a special like Combat Patrol rulebook or something, or you just buy the regular
Yeah.
rulebook and it's in there and now you have a balanced army you can play with for that game mode
Yeah.
and for people who want to try a new army, assuming that the army has a decent Combat Patrol.
Yeah.
Thought that was kind of cool. And the only other thing about rules they had was so there's a new stat block on the data cards called objective control or stat. So kind of how it works now is the name of the game in Warhammer for like the main kind of way you play is there's different objectives around the map and you want to control as many of them as possible by having models on them. From what I understand,
Hmm.
it's basically been whoever has the most models controls it. Like if like you're fighting over one, whoever has the most models on it controls it at the end of the turn. What this is going to do is kind of balance it out where stronger models count basically as multiple models. Like they're going to balance it out to where uh, everything's going to have a objective control stat, and then you use that to figure out who actually controls the objective. Because like one of the problems
Yeah.
I heard is that at the beginning of ninth edition in the early months, pretty much until the codexes came out, Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights was kind of a fucking shitty army to play because you only have like five models your fucking 1,500 point. You have like five models and that's it. And if you're going against like fucking Tyranids or some fucking swarm army that they just fucking covered the objectives and now you can't even get to them.
Yeah.
But that's what kind of balanced that out. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think that kind of covered majority of it. Um, yeah, like I said, they're trying to. It's supposed to be coming out in the summer at some point. That's when it comes out. Definitely gonna try to make sure I got money saved up to get that starter box. So I get all the shit like right away. cool to see what other units it comes with as far as like Space Marines. Oh, the trailer did show a new dreadnought. Uh,
Oh, really?
yeah. So so in my opinion, I like the old style dreadnoughts, like the regular dreadnoughts, like the little boxy guys. Uh, the Primaris ones, or Redemptor dreadnoughts, are cool. Like that's like I guess the Primaris dreadnought chassis that we talked about, how they have the new Brutalis dreadnought that's got the fucking melee claws and like the bigger guns mounted on it. Well, this is
Yeah.
that same chassis, but now it has a fucking the same weapons as the original dreadnought, which is a fucking dual heavy las cannon and fucking missile launchers.
Holy shit.
Which I mean, it looks really cool, and I hope that's in the box because I want one. They
Yeah,
go to go along
definitely.
with my Redemptor. That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
I do kind of miss like the older style, like the small little dreadnoughts. I thought those were pretty dope. I mean, I still have my fucking Blood Angels character one that I need to finish painting. That he'll be part of my army, but it'd be kind of weird to have like one like old school dreadnought and these fucking two fucking big ass ones that are like twice as tall.
Uh-huh.
I did hear like one of the old rumors though is that they might be coming out with a Primaris version of that character. It's called the Furioso Dreadnought. You could build it as a Furioso Dreadnought, Death Company Dreadnought, or Librarian Dreadnought, which is like the only spellcasting Dreadnought, which is pretty dope. You have to be Blood Angels to have it. It's supposed to be actually pretty decent, so that's why I might just keep it as. But they might be making a Primaris version of that at some point, so that'd be cool. Uh, and I think that was kind of it. They didn't talk about Dante because they got leaked and they already posted the full article talking about him. So they were probably supposed to talk about him, but it got like I said, it
Yeah.
got somebody got it shipped it early and in time to
Yeah.
paint it and post it before anything, and they posted the whole article on him. One of the pictures they showed of him, I think you can just barely see new sanguinary guard. I'm not sure. I have to look at them closer. It's kind of hard to see because they're like it's like cut off at the bottom of the picture. But that would be
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Uh, as much as I'm looking forward to building and painting my sanguinary guard that I have, they need a new model. They're fucking old and ugly, bro.
Oh
And
yeah. Oh
they
yeah.
need a new model. They need to be updated. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Uh,
Definitely.
and I think
Yeah.
it's kind of everything as far as that. They've been slowly posting like more articles here and there. Like there's like a little FAQ about 10th edition rules, and like they just posted the article showing off the rest of the Terminator squad. For like all five, because it's gonna be a 5 model squad. Um,
Yeah.
and shit like that. They're probably gonna show like a whole what the whole squad of fucking Termagants looks like when you buy them. Um, and hopefully, I think next month is Warhammer Fest. Let me see.
Warhammer Fest.
I'm looking it up. Yes. So it's Warhammer Fest, which that's a festival that they put on. That's an official Warhammer festival that they host. That it Saturday, April 29th to May 1st, 2023. So that's where they're probably going
Yeah.
to show off the rest of 10th edition. They're probably going to show off more models. They might even have another trailer or something. I definitely do recommend fucking watching that goddamn trailer, dude. It's fucking.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely gonna have to go fucking check that out.
I'll probably stream it for you after this podcast. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to them posting more articles, showing off stuff, and talking more about 10th edition.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
hyped. As much as I want to play 9th edition because I have the rule books for it. I am excited for like an easier to get into version of Warhammer. That'll make convincing like Michael and Lurie and Ray and Jordan and all of them to buy shit is like, hey, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty fucking glad that they went ahead and did that because I remember trying to sit down one day and like have somebody explain it and shit
Hmm.
like that in a YouTube video. and I was so fucking lost.
Yeah,
I was so fucking lost. I was like,
I've
bro,
read
what
the
the fuck are you
section.
even talking about?
I read the section in the book about how to build an army, and I don't know how to build an army.
Yeah,
It's one of those things
like
that I
that.
was like,
Like,
I was reading, and I was like, it probably is one of those things that like with making a character for D&D. Once you do it once or twice, it's probably like you get it. It's probably pretty straightforward, but it's
yeah,
figuring out how to do it right that first time.
yeah, yeah. Because I
uh,
remember fucking going through like the D&D books,
hmm
like for a good like few days, and like watching video after video,
hmm
just trying to figure out like what is the easiest way to fucking go about everything
What's and
first.
like make sure you go over everything and got the right shit and stuff.
Yeah. Now I finally like I found my niche on like how to do everything
Yeah,
so that I can fucking keep track of it and everything.
now it's doing that for Warhammer.
Yeah,
Basically the
dude, the
equivalent of
shit.
that.
Yeah, fuck, man. It was.
I mean, it's gonna be pretty
Yeah.
easy, like get like for
Oh,
like kill team because kill team it's kind of limited on how to do your kill teams. Uh,
yeah.
so I mean, I'm excited for us to actually like start playing that, like try to get everybody in on that. Um,
Yeah.
like I said, like I think that'll be the easiest way to get everybody into it. Is like once everybody kind of gets that taste, and it's like, okay, hey, there's more of this. You could
Yeah.
build out a full army and have all this extra cool shit if you spend all this extra money.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Oh fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, dude. Hell
I
yeah.
guess it's probably a
D and
place to
D.
call it.
Yeah. D&D and Warhammer night peeps.
Yeah, big
How
reveals, big
we.
shows, fucking D&D Direct and Adepticon. Pretty much got it all covered.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. It's been an exciting couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Let us. I don't know if
Fuck.
y'all could hear that.
No, I don't. I don't think I hear anything.
Okay. Sounds like a fucking cat dying behind me.
No, I don't hear
Um,
it. Anyway, be sure to
fucking yeah.
fucking
Subscribe.
yeah.
Follow us down in the links. Let us know what you're excited about from the D&D Direct and the Warhammer Adepticon
Mm-hmm.
um thing event that they did. Let us know what you think of 10th edition that's getting ready to come out and drop in. Are you excited or do you not want it to be as dumbed down? Let us know down in the comments below.
Mm-hmm.
Catch you all on the flip side.
Yes, sir. Oop, oop, oop,